In this video, I'm gonna share with you my favorite plugins when it comes to WordPress design/development. Hello, I'm your host Casino from Casino.com. I'm the digital alchemist. I'm also a professional web designer/developer, and I thought it would be interesting to share with you the tools that I work with on a regular basis in order to create professional WordPress websites. Now, some are free and some are premium. Okay, so the first plugin I want to talk about today is WordPress. Now, it comes with a free version, but I'm talking about the pro version here because it comes with all the bells and whistles. So basically you can get pre-designed templates for your login screen. You can get social login. So if you want people to log in with Facebook and or Google, you get animated login templates, auto login, you get limit login attempts, which is good for security, and you can hide and rename your login. So you can change the URL. So many things, but I just want to show you how it looks. So I'm always trying to teach you those things in a way that you can sell better paying websites. So basically, I know that a lot of you complain about how can you get better money for your craft, for your work. And that's part of the little details that make a difference for high paying clients. So for example, when you send your clients to this login screen, which is the default WordPress login screen, how do you think they feel, especially if they already know WordPress? Now, take a look at this. So this was built with WordPress. So it's much, much better, much more professional, such as this one, and this one. Now, they all look similar because I've been using the same templates, but there are many other templates. I just happen to like this one. It looks way more professional than this. And trust me, if you want to start selling a website for 3K, 4K, 5K, 10K, you need to really take care of those little details. Now, in terms of pricing, it starts at $49 per year, depending on which plan you want to take. And before you ask, no, I'm not getting paid by WordPress. I just happen to love these products. So if you want a solid tool where you can really customize the login screen, and you also want maybe the social login, or you want more security, that's a very, very good tool that I can recommend. Now, the next tool is one of my all-time favorite. I made a video about it, but it had a different name. But for the rest, it's still the same. They got even more features now. And by using this tool, I can sell my websites for a much better price because it's got this high-end finish to it. Okay, this tool is called Wirementor, and it used to be called Admin 2020. And if you take a look on my channel, you see what I'm talking about because I created a video just about that tool. Now, even when they released the name initially, Admin 2020, given what 2020 was, I was like, what are they going to do in 2021, 2022, and beyond? So I think they already knew that from the beginning, but for some reason they kept it like this. And now it's changed to Wirementor. Now, to be honest, I don't know if it's still the same team or if they were purchased. And the way they define the tool is this. So Wirementor is the powerhouse white label admin extension plugin for WordPress, powerful Google Analytics integration, and a complete admin customization experience that makes them the best around. Okay. I can confirm that when you use Wirementor, you can pretty much customize everything in the dashboard. You can put the client's logo. The interface is sleek. You got a light scheme. You got a dark scheme. You can create your own menus. They got some kind of UI role editor within the plugin. So you can create a menu for the editors or for the subscribers. You can do pretty much anything you want. And for me, it's great. I can really craft really custom experiences. Even sometimes for some clients, they have a team of people that will be editing the website. So I can make different menus with different access to different part of the editing menu to different staff members. And if we take a look at the feature, we got a dashboard that can do anything, as I just said. A highly customizable dashboard. So you got WooCommerce integration, you got Google Analytics integration, you can have custom videos. I mean, like I said, sky is the limit. You really need to try it for yourself. Now, I just launched the demo. They have a demo on their website, so you can test it for yourself. As you can see right now, I have the dark scheme, but I can really easily switch it back to the light scheme, as you can see. But let me switch back because I really dig the dark scheme. So here we have a full navigation that's a bit customized. They added their own spin to it. One thing I love is in the media library, you can actually create folders. So right here, if I click on plus, I can create a new folder, and it could be logos, for example. And then I can add all my logos within that folder, and that's going to make it way easier when I'm looking for a logo instead of just scrolling through. Let's say I have 500 images. With this, I can just pick the folder that I want. It's going to be way easier. Now, you can find similar plugins, but what I love with WordPress, you got all of this baked in. And here we have the menu creator. So I can just add items, and they come here in that column. So I can add all the items I want, and then I can just assign that menu to either a role like the editor role or to a specific user. So that's so powerful. Now I'm only scratching the surface here, but I really encourage you to go on the WordPress website, just launch the demo. All you need to do is put your name and email as usual, but then you get access to the demo right away and get a feel for yourself. You see, you won't regret it. Now, in terms of pricing, it starts at $49 per year, depending on which plan you want. Now, in my case, if I were you, I would go with something like agency, because for $199, you get 200 websites. If you're a freelancer, that's a great deal. Okay, the next tool is one I use on all of my projects. And the beauty of it,
it's free.
And this tool is called Duplicator, and you use it for migrations and backups. Now, the thing is, I tried so many of these tools and I always come back to Duplicator. You can get it from the WordPress repo, so it's free. Straight within from WordPress, just type it in, Duplicator, and download it. Now, they have a pro version, but to be honest, I never had a use for the pro version. But the free version is just great. And usually when it comes to free plugins, I'm always a little bit skeptical because I don't want to start using a plugin and then after 3 or 6 months, nobody's updating the plugin and then I can't use it anymore. But in this case, it's been years, and they're still actively developing it and it works flawlessly. And as I mentioned, I've tried some premium tools, I paid for those tools, and I always come back to Duplicator because it's so simple. So basically, you're just gonna ask Duplicator to make a backup of your files and of your database. And then the process, if you wanna migrate this backup, is really straightforward. You're just going to upload the archive to the new website repo, to the new web hosting, and then you're gonna fill in the information for the database and the passwords, which you can get really easily from your web host. You should have access to it without even asking your web host. So it's really straightforward. And then it takes, I don't know, in my case, usually less than 5 minutes, and even for large websites, and then it's deployed and it works great, no errors. I just love it. So what are you waiting for? It's totally free and it's rock solid. Okay, our next tool is called WP Rocket, and it's a caching plugin. And if you don't know what a caching plugin is, let me show you. So caching is a term used for storing reusable responses in order to make subsequent requests faster. So basically, when you call a web page, the code is going to go and tell the server, okay, fetch me this image, fetch me this asset, and so on. And it's a lot of back and forth. And the caching is going to reduce this so that it makes everything go much faster. And in terms of caching plugins, WP Rocket say that they are the #1 WordPress caching plugin. Now, I don't know about that, but I tend to believe them because I tried other caching plugins with a lot of issues, whereas WP Rocket just works and it's pretty easy actually to troubleshoot it if there's any issue, but I almost never get any issue. So as they show it here, it helps with loading time, core web vitals. If you're into SEO, you know how crucial that is. And basically it's gonna help you skyrocket your page speed scores instantly, as they say. Well, instantly, let's say a few minutes, but usually works pretty good. And I've had great results with WP Rocket, so I can only recommend it. Now, one thing I don't really like about WP Rocket is more about their shift in terms of pricing, because I was there from the beginning, maybe not the very beginning, but I had a good plan where I only paid, I think 50% when I renewed year after year. And now it's like 20%. I'm not really sure about the figures, but you know, it was quite a steep difference. And I don't really like when companies do this, but I do understand why. If they want to stay afloat, if they want to keep being profitable and keep on serving their customers, they need to make decisions. So I understand that. Few other companies have done this in the past. I've already talked about it, but yeah, it always feels bad. I wish they could just do it for the new customers and reward the loyalty of the customers that have been there from the beginning. And yeah, I didn't really like that, but then again, it's a good tool. So yeah, I'm keeping it. For the rest, it's beautiful. Just that little thing about not grandfathering in your loyal customers. Why? So right now they have a sale, but by the time you watch this video, it might be over. The regular price starts at $49 for one website per year. And then depending on which plan you want, and if you want more websites, then you're going to move up the ladder. Now, I think the infinite plan is great because for $249, usually you get unlimited websites. And if you have lots of clients and you want to tell your clients, my websites, the website I'm going to build for you is going to be fast, then it's a no-brainer. Okay, next is the WordPress GDPR and CCPA plugin. Now, if you're not in the EU, it might not be interesting to you, but if you are doing any business with the EU, if you sell in the EU, even if you are in the US or anywhere else on the planet, know that you are supposed to comply legally. And if you're doing business with customers in those areas, eventually you will need to comply. So this plugin makes it really easy to comply. And even if you don't know anything and you don't want to spend too much time fiddling with this, it's made by WeLaunch and you can find it on Envato Market in the code area. As you can see, it's got almost 3,000 sales and it's got a review rank of 4.92. So that's excellent. I've been using this plugin for a while. It works really great. It comes with a privacy center. It comes with all the tools you need to comply with the law, with a pop-up where you can activate, deactivate the cookies. You just need to learn how to do it once, but then it's pretty straightforward. And what I did, I created some templates and that I can reuse, and it's pretty easy. You can also customize it by CSS because I didn't really like that style. I don't know if you can really see it because it's a bit blurry here, but because it's an image. But when you get on the website itself, I thought it was a bit rough, so I was able to change it because in their settings, you can add your own CSS codes. And it's pretty easy to use. They got a few different templates. You can have the regular pop-up, or you can be a lower third pop-up. Basically, you can pretty much customize everything from the colors to the placement, and it works really well. So now when I build a website for my clients, if they need it to be GDPR compliant, then it's pretty easy. It's $19 to get a regular license. Okay, the next tool is one tool that I absolutely love. It's the foundation of 100% of the websites I built today. I must say, at one point it was 50%, and it moved up to 90 and was 99. Now it's 100%. But hey, you never know in life. But right now, this is really the tool I use on all of my projects. And if you know anything about my channel, you knew I would be talking about Elementor and Elementor Pro. So the great thing about Elementor is that it just works. It's got a free version, and the free version itself is already great. Now, like I said, I'm a professional web designer / developer. So of course I would want the pro features. There are many features I use all the time. And for the price, to me, it's a no-brainer, even though they've changed their pricing also, as I mentioned earlier, for WP Rocket. So yeah, it's not always fun, but at the same time, if you want the company to stay afloat and keep on producing great content, that's the way it goes. So basically, if you've been following my channel, all the tutorials on my channel are Elementor and Elementor Pro related. Now, if you are with another theme builder like Divi, Oxygen, maybe you're using Bricks, fear not. There's no hate for those tools. On the contrary, what's important is that there are only tools. If you can use that tool and achieve your end goal, which is building beautiful websites that clients are paying for, or maybe you're building just for yourself. But at the end of the day, as long as you're happy with the end result, this is what matters. I just happen to be using Elementor just because I've tried some other tools, which are also great. But then what I love about Elementor and Elementor Pro is not only the tool itself, but also the community, the sheer amount of resources, and the ecosystem, because there are many third-party tools that I can just integrate with Elementor and Elementor Pro, and that allows me to create much more complex websites, so I can charge more also, and also I have more fun because, building basic websites at one point, you're gonna get bored when you've done a lot of them. You want a little bit of challenge. You want to be able to do a lot of different things, dynamic websites. And for me, Elementor and Elementor Pro is such a huge professional playground. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, I invite you to go and check out my channel. I got many tutorials about Elementor and Elementor Pro, and you will see what you can achieve with it. Now, in terms of pricing, it starts at $49 per year for the Pro version. And that's for the plugin version that you install on your web host. Now they have a end-to-end solution for $99 per year where they take care of everything. And basically it's in the cloud. And I've also made a full video about that. Now, if you're interested in Elementor Pro, you'll find a handy link in the description below. But I only recommend Elementor Pro because I absolutely love it. I paid it with my own money. And this is the kind of tool that I recommend to my friends and family. Okay, our next tool is the Jet Engine plugin from CrocoBlock. And that must be one of my favorites with Elementor Pro, and actually it works with Elementor Pro. So if you don't know anything about CrocoBlock, it's a whole suite of plugins that you can use with Elementor Pro or with the Gutenberg blocks. But on my side, I'm gonna stick with Elementor Pro. So Jet Engine is my favorite plugins out of all the myriads of plugins from CrocoBlock. And if you know anything about my channel, I've been recommending CrocoBlock from the very beginning when it was really cheap to get the lifetime deal. And I know some of you purchased that deal, so that's a crazy deal. But fear not, because even if that deal is gone, there's still so much value. I actually believe the price will keep on going up because there's so much value in everything that CrocoBlock does so far. You never know what's going to happen in the future, but they've been here for a while and I really love what they're doing. So what is Jet Engine? Well, Jet Engine is everything for dynamic content. So if you want a more complex website with a database, with structure, listings, relations, if you want a query builder, you want to add tables, charts, you want a profile builder so you can build a profile. Let's say you want to build a website and you want the users of the website to have their own profile that they can edit and change things just like on a regular website, then this is what you need. With this tool, I've been able to create much more complex websites that I was able to charge a lot more for. So for example, I created a website for car parts. So the client wanted to have a database. Basically, they wanted a software to manage their car parts, but it had to be really custom. They didn't want to buy something already made. They really had very specific demands. And I was actually able to do this with CrocoBlock and with Jet Engine. So I was able to charge way more than for a regular website. And it was actually pretty easy because there are so many tutorials about CrocoBlock and Jet Engine right here on YouTube. So in a nutshell, you can create custom post types, custom content types, taxonomies, custom fields, meta boxes, options pages, you name it. And one feature that I absolutely love is their dynamic templates feature. Now, I assume you already know about regular templates and layouts, which is more about design. Well, their dynamic templates are about functionality. So basically you get fully built web apps. For example, let's say that one of your clients wants you to build a car rental website. Well, you can either build it from scratch and start scratching your head, or you can go through the dynamic templates and then you will land on this one, Rent Go, click on View Details. And basically it's a car rental website template with all the dynamic data. So the database is already built with the relationships, the queries, and of course you can change it. So it's got a single template for posts, got custom fields, custom post types, vehicle catalogs, listing grid, and so on. Let me show you. So we got this one here. So this is the live demo. So basically you can pick your location. You can select which class you want to use, but you need to pick a location first. So let me pick California. Then you can select the class, intermediate, and then you can choose your pickup dates. Okay, I'm gonna start searching. And as you can see, we got the Hyundai HB20 for $37 per day. And if I click on it, I got all the details with a really standardized page. So what you can do with this, you can just tweak the various information you want to change in the database, but the big part of the work is already done. All you need to do is go and make the changes you want in the background, but at least you don't start from a blank page. And that's such a gain of time. And as we all say, time is money. Now, in terms of pricing, it starts at $23 per plugin. Now for Jet Engine, it starts at $43. And that's understandable. There's so much goodness packed into this crazy plugin, that 43 bucks per year is like nothing. Now, when I say nothing, it's relative because I know some of you are struggling, but I'm always trying to teach you here on the channel to start making money with your first project so that you have the money to keep on keeping on. Now, of course, if you want more plugins and more websites, you can step it up all the way up to the lifetime one fee. And when it was at $249 at the beginning, I told everyone on this channel you should get it because the price is gonna go up. It went up to $500. I said you should get it, it's gonna go up. Then $750, now $999. And guess what? They haven't told me anything, but I'm pretty much sure that sometimes next year or maybe in a couple of years, I don't know, it's probably gonna go up because the value out of the whole suite, and I'm not just talking about Jet Engine here. You got like 20 or something plugins, crazy plugins. Jet Booking, Jet Appointment, Jet WooBuilder. You can really create fully customized WooCommerce websites. So we're talking about professional WordPress web design and development here, but the value is so much. But fear not, you can start with 43 bucks per year. Then once you start making more money, maybe you can step it up. Now, if you're interested, you find a handy affiliate link in the description below. But please know that on this channel, when I talk about an affiliate link, I only recommend it because it's something I love and I purchased with my own money. Okay, our next plugin is totally free and it's called WP Mail SMTP. So what does it do? Well, basically it's going to help you ensure the deliverability of the forms sent from your website. So you're going to use one of your email addresses and you want to make sure that it actually works and the message is sent. So basically the way I use it is, I have this strategy when I create a website for a client. I always tell them, don't put all your eggs in the same basket. So what I recommend is that they purchase the domain name somewhere and then I get the hosting somewhere else so that in case anything happens and things go south, it's very easy to put the website back on track by just purchasing a new web hosting and linking it to the domain name. But when you have everything on the same spot, maybe the web host not going to be happy if the website has been hacked or something, and they could make things more difficult. But what can happen sometimes is that the clients already have their domain name and that domain name comes with email hosting. So they don't want to switch to a different web host. So usually what I do, I'm only going to redirect the web traffic to the new web host and leave the emails and the domain name where they're at. So in that case, when I'm trying to send a form from the website, let's say from Wirementor, it's not going to work because it's going to be looking on the same server for the email address to send it from. And it won't find it because it's elsewhere. So in that case, I use something like WP Mail SMTP, and I'm just going to fill in the details of the email address as if I was installing a new email address on my computer with something like Outlook. So I'm just going to fill in the details, and then WP Mail SMTP is going to ensure that the emails are sent from that email address. It works flawlessly, and I can't recommend it enough. Now, our next plugin is a free plugin called Email Address Encoder. Now, we all hate spam, and I think that's an understatement. So what this plugin does basically is going to encode your email address. And as it says, it's using hardened protection using JavaScript and CSS techniques. Now, if someone wants your email address, they will get it, but this is just a first layer of protection, and it works really well. Plus, it's free. And as usual, usually when things are free, I'm a bit skeptical, but once again, they are in active development, so nothing bad to say about it, and can't recommend it enough. Okay, our next plugin is a forms plugin, and it's called Happy Forms. Now they got a free version, and I also got a free 7-day trial. I got the pro version, and what I use this for usually, because you may be asking me, why do you need a forms plugin when you have Elementor Pro? Now, while Elementor Pro is great and they're adding features, there are a few features that I really need and that I found in Happy Forms, like conditional statements, that kind of things. So one of the regular use cases for me to use a tool like Happy Forms is when I built a website for a game. And when I say game, let's say that I have a client that has a campaign going on and they want a little game, little quiz. They ask a couple of questions. People need to go on their website to find the answer to the question, and then they come back and they need to fill in the right answer. So basically in that case, I will use something like Happy Forms because it's really robust, and I love the fact that I can use conditional statements because that can really help me to further segment the database that I can later give to my clients. Okay, our next plugin is called the Presto Player plugin. I believe it comes with a free version and with a pro version, and you may know that guy. I've seen that guy somewhere. Do you? Now, what I like about this tool is that it was built with a frustration in mind. As Adam explained, he was looking for the really top-notch best WordPress player. He couldn't find it, so he built it. And you know, the best inventions in the world usually come from someone that had a frustration or they was trying to make a situation better. And I think that's the path that Adam took with Presto Player. So let's say you want to build an online course website. There's a plugin called LearnDash that's really popular. Well, Presto Player comes with integrations to a lot of different tools. So let me show you, and let's go to integrations. So it's got integration with YouTube, Vimeo, Bunny.net, HLS Video, Gutenberg, Beaver Builder, Elementor, Divi Builder, LearnDash, and so on. Many integrations. Now, one thing I do regret is that Presto Player does not integrate with Vadu TV, which is my all-time favorite video service because it's so cheap and so good. Now, to be fair, it's not really Presto Player's fault because I believe it lies more on the Vadu TV side, because if I understand correctly, they don't really share the end URL of the video. They share a URL to a kind of landing page, but not to the video itself. But still, I wish Presto Player and Vadu TV were compatible. Now, I'm curious, what are your favorite plugins when it comes to professional WordPress web design / web development? Please let me know in the comments because I'm genuinely curious and I always love to discover new plugins. But don't come and spam if it's your own plugin, please.
Because I will ban you.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps growing the channel. And if you want more web design goodness, make sure you subscribe and smash the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. I'll see you in the next one. And in the meantime, I hope you're going to go and check some of the resources I shared with you today. And I really hope it's going to help you in your day-to-day work. So don't forget, I'm trying to build the content I wish I had when I got started. So I'll see you in the next one. And until then, take care and stay safe.